Hi everybody, Adrienne here, and today I'm coming to you with a haul from ColourPop. ColourPop is a brand that I decided at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018 that I wanted to add to my collection, but I was a little late in the year in getting it added. I ended up buying a lot of the Black Friday sale and a couple of things in the sales that ColourPop had during the month of December, and it took a while to get all the palettes to me, and I know it's now January, but all these things were bought in the month of December, so they do not affect my eyeshadow palette low buy for the month of January. But getting started with this haul, I wanted to try a lot of ColourPop's lip products. So I got their ultra glossy lip gloss, and it comes in a box that looks like this, and the actual tube looks like this. And it's a really pretty mauve shade, and let's see if I can read what I got this shade at. It is in, I'll have to put the shade up on the screen because I'm not going to be able to read it, but I will go ahead and swatch this color on the back of my hand. And for the applicator, it does have a brush applicator and not a sponge applicator, so that is nice. And this is what the color looks like. Hopefully I can get my camera to come into focus so you can see. But that's a really pretty mauve gloss. I'm not really typically that glossy of a person. I'm going to have to try that lip gloss in the future with just maybe a bare lip or a lip liner. Maybe I'm just not ready to wear it on top of lipstick. Sometimes I don't like the way glosses look when they're layered on top of lipsticks. So that is the only gloss formulation that I picked up. But I did pick up one of these, what do they call it? Lippy stick pencil, not pencil, but tubes, and it comes in a box that looks like this, and this is what it looks like. I'll go ahead and open that up so you can see, and this is the shade I'm wearing here, and this is in, what is this? I think I can remember this. Girl Gang is what this color is, but this is what the swatch looks like, and this is what I'm wearing now. But the shade is mixed with a lip liner, so it's a really pretty neutral color, also a little on the medium to dark side. So I do like the formulation of this so far. The application of it, I was a little iffy on what I would think of this tube, but so far I liked applying it out of that applicator. So hopefully maybe I'll go back and try some other shades of that lipstick. And keeping with the theme of lipsticks, I got some of the Luxe lipsticks, and I'm trying to see what this is. This is in the shade Little League, and it comes in a pretty tube that looks like this. Maybe if I put my hands behind it, I'm trying not to get a glare because it's a really pretty metallic tube, but I'm going to go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hand. It is kind of a pinky shade, like a rosy shade for my lip tone. I definitely think I'll end up pairing that with a darker lip liner to adjust the color. That's a little bright for what I like to wear. But this haul of this lipstick, I intentionally didn't buy straight nudes. I bought a lot of things to get out of my comfort zone. I want to get into some brighter colors for this spring and this summer, and I'm getting a little bored with my lip looks. A lot of it, I'm sure some of these products do look good on my skin tone. It's just that I'm not used to seeing myself that way, so I'm hoping that maybe through recording looks for you guys, I will get some new favorites or things that I want to venture out into in the summer for pops of color. But moving on to the next lipstick shade that I picked up, and it's another one of those Luxe ones. I'm not going to hold the box up again. This one is in the color High Striker, and I will show you this before I swatch it. This is a red shade. Now, this is really getting out of my box. I'm going to go ahead and swipe it so I can talk to you about it. Ooh, that's really pigmented. I didn't even need to go back through with the second swipe, but this is a bright, bright red. I was really trying to get a blue base red. On the box it did say blue base. I don't know if it's coming across blue base on the screen, but red lipsticks have been something that I have avoided. I do like red, but there's only a certain shade of red that I like on me. So I will be probably trying lots of red lipsticks, trying to find the perfect one, but I wanted to get this Little League, and I don't think it's translating a blue red, but I'm looking at it off screen and it does look like a blue red. So I'm excited to try this one, and what I'm noticing about these Luxe lipsticks is they don't look super glossy. I kind of like more of a just a creamy to matte finish. I don't like the really glossy creamy formulation. So far on the back of my hand, I can say that I already like that. I haven't tried any of this Luxe formulation of lipstick, and keeping with the Luxe lipsticks, I'm going to have to actually look at the box of this one. I got the shade Hello Stranger. And I think it is a deep berry tone. This is what it looks like, and I will go ahead and swatch it on the back of my hands. Oh no, this is kind of more of a, I guess, burgundy color. Kind of reddish burgundy. That is really pretty. I don't know, a mixture of that High Striker and this Hello Stranger mixed together looks like it could produce the perfect red that I am looking for. So I'll have to see what that turns out, mixing them together and doing them separately. And I got another Luxe lipstick, and this is in the shade Sachet. And I do have to be careful with this. The tube of lipstick was broken off from the actual packaging when I got it. So when I went to open it the first time to take a look at it, it fell out. The whole bullet fell out, and I just pushed it back in the tube. So let me roll this down a little bit. I don't want it to go flopping out as I'm swatching it, but this is what that shade looks like. And this is a really pretty dark wine berry color. It's one of my typical shades that I would normally wear. I was going for variety with this haul, so I got colors inside and outside of my comfort zone, but that's a shade Sachet. And the next lipstick I picked up came from the Brown Sugar collection that was Reached, and I think it's a Luxe lipstick also. Yep, it's a Luxe lipstick, and this is the Carucci, another Carucci collaboration. I didn't pick up the eyeshadow palette with it, but I thought at least I'd get one of the lipsticks, and I think this one, let me look at the box, is in the shade Brick. So I figured this would be a brownish red. Brown is another color that I wanted to go after. I've been having a hard time finding browns that I like. I don't like them when they're orangey, melon, coral looking brown. I like them more to be a brick brown or a just rich. I'll leave my hand up like this so you guys can see all these shades. I don't think this is showing up this well, as pretty as what I'm looking at it in the monitor. It doesn't look nearly as pretty as it does with the naked eye, but reds and browns are something that I really want to get a good look with. I don't know how many tubes I'm going to have to go through, and now that ColourPop just came out with the Blur line of lipsticks, I may have to try that out at some point, but that's the last for the bullet lipsticks. And I did go ahead and pick up, and you got to look at this box. This is some of the prettiest packaging that I've ever seen. I like all this colorful stuff against the black, like I said, background. And this is the Becky G collaboration. And this is in the shade Chola. This is the darkest shade in that collection. I haven't even opened this up before. I think I can swatch it. I'm going to swatch it going long ways this way. Oh, that's really pretty. That is a deep shade. And I think this is supposed to be, it's a liquid lipstick. So me and liquid lipsticks don't always get along. We'll have to see what I think of this. Most of the time I think they're too dry, but this is such a pretty shade. Oh my gosh, I am loving that. I am going to leave it. I got a little bit too big of a clump right along here on the side, but I am going to leave it and let it dry down, and I will show you what it looks like once it dries all the way down. I got finished uploading all the footage for this video and realized I left out the 4 lip liners that I bought, so I am going to add this in after the lipsticks. That's why I'm able to swatch these, but yes, later on in the video I am going to show you what those swatches look like as they dry down. And this is the packaging that the lip liner comes in, and I got the shade Dopey. It's a really pretty, more pinky than it is mauve. I'm not sure it's really going to show up on my skin tone well. I'm swatching it now for you to see, and this is what that shade looks like. So it is pretty light. Sorry if you can still see stain down here. I couldn't get all those lipstick shades off, especially that High Striker red color. And the second color that I got comes in a box just like it. I'm going to have to pick it up just so I can see what it is. And it's, I think it's Elaine. If it's not Elaine or Elaire, I'll put the name of it up, but I cannot see. I'm going to swatch it next to the other one. And it's a really pretty dark wine shade. I love colors like this for lip liner. I feel like I just can't go wrong with these shades. So I'm liking that color. And then another one in the shade Dukes. And I think this one's going to be more of a plum shade. And that's what it looks like, the Dukes shade. And the last one that I got is Mamacita, and it came in a different looking packaging. It's another collaboration with I Love Sarah. This was one of her liners, so it's another deep, rich color, and they're very similar. But these are my shades that I typically love to have, and a lot of times I use darker shades like this to alter some of the lighter lipsticks I have to mix and get the pretty colors that I want. So I'm excited to have these in my collection. And I also picked up 4 singles while I was buying some of their eyeshadows in their collection, and this is what the casing looks like that they send you when you buy singles from them. This is so stinking cute. It is so tiny. I can't even believe they take the time to make these cases so intricately with a little mirror in there, and you actually can see your eye. If you get it close enough to your face, you could do your eye makeup with this. I don't think I'll be doing this, but as you can see, it's got a magnet. Let me turn it this way so the mirror's not blinding me, but there's a magnet in there for the single eyeshadow, and I'm going to set this down. And this is what the actual eyeshadows look like if you've never ordered from ColourPop when they send them to you individually. And this is in the shade, what is it, Quantum Leap? No, Quantum Sleep. It's a really pretty blue shade. I'd wanted some, let me put my hand behind it so it comes into focus. I love my new lens, but oh my gosh, trying to get things to focus for you guys that I put in front of you is so hard sometimes. I don't think it's going to get any better than this. Maybe if I keep it close to my face. This Quantum Leap is such a pretty blue shade, so I will get it in the compact, but I wanted to have at least one to show you what it looks like when you get it. And the third one that I have is, I'm going to go ahead and open it. This one is a purplish blue, and this one is, I think it's called Animator, is what this shade is. So it was less than $5. I want to say $3.50 or $4.50 I paid for these singles. And it looks purple. Oh, it's a duochrome. Okay. I've never noticed looking at it that it's a duochrome. It just looks like a blue. To my naked eye, it looks completely purple right now, but when I look at the monitor, it looks like the blue shade that I thought it looked like earlier. But I was excited to try this metallic shade. So I don't have anything, I don't think, that looks exactly like that. And these actual cases are magnetized, so they kind of stick together a little bit. So that's kind of cool too. Let's see what this next shade is. This one is a shade that I have been loving, this type of finish lately. And this shade, this one's called Mr. Sandman. So this will be a really exciting pop of colors, kind of like the shade that I have on now in the inner, not the inner corner, but right in here along the eye. Kind of reminds me of this shade, so I'm excited to work with this and see what Mr. Sandman looks like. And the next one I got is Paper Tiger, and it's an oddball. I keep wanting to show this to you up there. Let me look at my monitor and make sure I'm in focus. Okay, I'll just keep the stuff next to my face. This is called Paper Tiger, and it is a yellow shade. I'm not even going to try to swatch it on the back of my hand because I've got all that lipstick back there. But I've swatched these before. I haven't got a chance to create a look with it, so I'll have to let you know what I think about some of those singles as I get to work with it. But moving on to the eyeshadow palettes, you guys knew that I could not come away from ColourPop without a bunch of eyeshadow palettes, and I did go ahead and pick up the Ooh La La palette, and it comes in plastic casing like this, thicker plastic casing. It is a 9-pan compact, and some of the colors had a little bit of the dust around the palette when I got it, so that's why it's on the mirror. You saw that big mirror. I won't continue to blind you with it. The case is shiny on the inside, and the names are printed, and these are some pretty shades in here. Hot pink, I'm excited to have this for the spring and the summer. And like I said, these shades that are metallic like this with these big flecks of glitter, I am really starting to be into them. So I can't wait to create looks with this, and hopefully for the whole hot pink theme, this and a couple other palettes that I've added into my collection will be enough, and I won't want to continue to purchase any more hot pink palettes. So I can't wait to see how many looks I can get out of this palette, because it looks like it can go a little bit peachy. There's a shade here called Poodle that's a little pinky peach, and this gold shade looks like it might be a duochrome too, so I can't wait to do the first impression of this and get in this palette and play, because I think a lot of those colors are going to turn out differently than what I think they are. But moving on, I did pick up the Kathleen Lights Dream Street palette. That's the whole thing that really got me wanting to buy the ColourPop palettes. This is the box that it came in, and the palette looks exactly like the box. I'm going to go ahead and open it for you. This palette is a, what is this, a 12 pan palette. It does not come with the mirror, but that's okay. I never use the mirrors in my palette anyway. I think this palette is gorgeous. I love muted colors like this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to read the names though. Nope. I think it says Warm Bear, and this one says Mermaid Boy. I love these muted colors like this, and this coral shade just sold me on the palette. The combination of these three shades mixed with these browns. I knew this was a palette that I wanted, and not to mention these metallic shades, like this one is some kind of duochrome here, and I know this palette's been out for a while, so you guys may have it or have seen it already, but some of these metallic shades just look really interesting to me and not the same common ones that are in every other palette. So I'm really excited to get to try this palette. And moving on to the next palette, I did go ahead and pick up the Yes Please palette, and this is the outer box for it. And this is what the palette looks like. It's another 12 pan palette, and it's your warm peachy tones. I'm getting a little burnout on warm tone palettes, probably like a lot of people are since they've been going strong for the last few years, but this one has a really peachy look to me, and I love peach coral shades. If it had just been brown orangey warm, I would not have wanted it, but all the peach pops in here. Like this metallic shade is so peachy and pretty, and then the yellow, the pop of yellow is really exciting to me also. And these transition shades just look like it'd be a good combination on, and I know this has been one of the best sellers and one of the most popular palettes, so I'm sure I'm not going to be disappointed with it. I may not touch this one till more the spring, summer, because that's what it puts me in mind of, and right now I'm only trying to grab things that I find really inspiring, and I want to get more into seasonal looks and not just a hodgepodge of everything. Right now I feel like I'm in the more deep muted colors. That's where I'm excited. And speaking of deep muted colors, I did go ahead and pick up the Good Sport palette, and the package just like the box, and it doesn't have a mirror either. And these are the colors of this palette, and this is something I really can't wait to get into because there's so many interesting shades here, like these two greens here, the different lime greens and the golden kind of grungy greens and stuff. I'm really liking them a lot right now and the way they look on me, so I can't wait to see what kind of looks I can create with this palette. I really don't know what I'm going to get out of this because this is also a green shade, and this is a darker greenish olive looking shade, so this is a palette that I'm excited to add to the collection and don't even know what to expect, but that's some of the stuff that I'm excited to have in my collection right now. I've gotten really bored with some of the prior releases over the last year. I don't feel like that palette is a repeat of anything that I've seen before. And I did go ahead and pick up the Rendezvous palette, and this palette is available on the ColourPop website and in Ulta. I have seen it in Ulta. And this is what this palette looks like, and this one is more of my berry tone, my mauves. Like these two shades up here are mauve, and these are different shades of, this one's like more burgundy and this one's more of a fuchsia color. And then that pretty pop of teal. I'm liking the teal color. I think I have teal on now. No, my shade's a little more green than this, but I am really liking the teal shade. So this is something, you know, I think that will be very versatile for me. I can get real pinky berry looks or mauve looks, and I don't even know what that's going to turn out like, but this color excites me. And too bad I got all these lipstick swatches on my hands, or I would be swatching some of these palettes for you, but I'm going to be working in them and doing videos for you guys and creating looks and putting them on Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram already, you're going to want to do that because a lot of these palettes I am. There's just so many looks to create, even with one individual palette, with them having 12 different shades in them. I may not get to make YouTube videos for everything, but some of those things I will have on Instagram, so make sure you check me out there. And moving on to the next palette, keeping with that beautiful package of that Chola liquid lipstick, I got the, I think it's pronounced Salvaje Becky G palette. Oh my gosh, I have not got to use it yet or really played in this palette at all, but talking about muted colors, and this one does have the mirror, so I'm going to have to turn it upside down so I'm not blinding you, but these are some of the most pretty muted colors, and they are medium to dark tone muted colors, and this palette just makes me so excited Soon as I saw it, I think that's when I put my first initial order in. This was the thing that started the order when I saw they were going to release this. So this and that really pretty Chola liquid lipstick, which I'm going to set the palette down and show you guys what that liquid lipstick dried down to. This is what it looks like now that it's all dried down, but I cannot wait. I think this may be the next look that I create, is using this palette. I might kick everything off with this palette. But the look that I'm wearing now today came from me jumping in, I think I think this is their last collaboration release, and this is Through My Eyes, and I think it's I Love Sarah. ColourPop times I Love Sarah, and this is what the box looks like, and the back of it's got the names on it, and this is what the actual palette looks like. This one is a lot bigger than the other palettes. I think this one is, let me see, 16 pan palette, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and the mirror in this is really big. It's about the size of the whole palette, but this is the palette that I'm wearing today. I did go ahead and create my look wearing this, and there isn't going to be a video uploaded with this. I think I'm going to create multiple looks with it since it's a 16 pan palette, and maybe combine a video of several different looks together. That's why this week I won't have a look up posted of how I got this look. But this is what I have on now, and I will go ahead and tell you I had no problems working with this palette. The shades that I use, and I will point them out. I did go ahead and I'm looking for my, here it is. Set my eyelids with my Wet n Wild contour palette with the toffee shade in here, trying to get the glare off, so that my eyeshadow primer, which is usually stark white looking, didn't take over the look. And then I used a little bit of this, what is this, Wild Soul color, this yellow color here, right in here. And then I went into the crease with this color here, and I can't read it, especially with it being upside down. And then on my lid right in here, and I know this color by name because I like it so much. It kind of reminds me of that Mr. Sandman color, but it's called Flex, so I'm going to be curious to swatch the two of them and see if they really are as similar as they look. I use that right in here. And then in the inner corners, I use this color here for a pop of color. And then obviously I use this color right in here on my lid, but everything performed beautifully. It turned out really awesome, and I'm pleased with the palette. I didn't have problems with any of the shades, so it was my first experience in a ColourPop palette, and I can say that I'm happy with the first look that I got out of it, and I certainly am hoping that it continues, that all the formulations are the same across the board for all these palettes, because I certainly did buy a lot of palettes. ColourPop is a line that I feel like I have to be careful of because they always have a new release out, and it's always something that I want. They already have something that I want. It's the palette, I don't know what it's called, the purple one that looks like the Ooh La La. Oh my goodness, I saw that, and then today on Instagram I saw that they were releasing a couple more. No, I think they took the Del Mar and the Del Sol palette and put them in packaging that looks like this, but that new purple one, I do want it, but ColourPop is a brand that I feel like I'm really going to have to be careful with and plan my orders out, especially being on low buys, because they put together such beautiful combinations. I feel like it's going to be stuff that I want to buy everything that they release. So I'm going to watch it with this brand, and I have enough palettes starting out to get through and get a first impression on. But you guys, if there's a palette that you guys want to see reviewed sooner than later, please let me know down in the comments section. And I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. You're also going to want to hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button so YouTube notifies you every time I upload a new video. See you guys soon.